Hello, how's everybody doing today? It's a wonderful day. It's Sunday, one of our cooler fall days. Here I am in some more beautiful green country. I don't know if you can see them. Yep. Anyway, there was a couple of interesting birds down there in the water. One of the things that's come up is in the place where I live, there was a private company operating, and as they were digging in the dirt and working on some of the roads here, they tore into an 8-inch water line. And in that process, they basically it shut the city's water down for a lot of people. They had no water. And then it caused something with the towers, but needless to say, it just boils down to small kind of city, large town, however you want to put it, and there was no water. It was turned off. And then when it did come on, they had a boil. Everybody had to boil the water before you could drink or use it. I guess you could shower and laundry, and that was no big deal. But yet it was still, you had to boil the water. So what happens is that we went into the mini mart, and I should have filmed it, but it didn't dawn on me. It was late at night and I was tired and I wasn't thinking, but we went to the soda machines. It was all closed because it needed water. The fountains needed water to run on. There was no donuts because they needed water. There was no Slurpees because water, and basically anything that dealt with water that came out of the line, there was nothing in that store could operate because they didn't have a filter system. And so some of the stores ran out of bottled water because everybody was buying it, and they were doing what they could to keep drinkable water in their home. And so it was a good lesson in the fact of if there's a future, and there will be, it's not a question if, it's a question when, there's a lot of good videos on YouTube of experts that will tell you, City Prepper, Canadian Prepper, Appalachian Homestead. A lot of these people can give you very good information on the water and basically you need to have a water filter system, but you do need to have a stockpile of water on hand, and how much. And so some people in the city, they think, oh, I'm good, man. All our water is just going to keep rolling. Well, maybe that's what the people taught here, but it didn't. And when it did come back, it took, to boil it and in order to cook it and kill whatever was in there. And so a lot of people were not ready for a small emergency. And you need to look at, are you ready? Do you have water? Do you have food? Because it's a major thing growing on the hacking, which I brought up before, and ransomware and just all these things they're doing, trying to influence cities can get locked out of their computers. Well, if they have the ability to hack, they have the ability to go in and change the setup on water treatment facilities, which in a lot of ways aren't protected. They have the ability to hack the grid system and possibly shut something down. It's been a while, but I believe one pharmacy, boy, I don't remember this, I should have looked it up, but I can actually remember where someone had hacked them and was actually trying to change the ingredients set up on some medication. And no telling how many lives that would have taken if it would have came to pass. But the hacking is going to continue. It's just too much of a challenge for a coward to sit in some room, or for other governments to challenge other governments. It doesn't cost any soldiers, because all you do is have people on computers to hack and see what they can get away with, what damage they can do. And even if they shut off the power or the food or whatever they do, they win a mental game. It makes people vulnerable. It can bring depression. How would a lot of these young teenagers, or even people like yourself, if this cell phone didn't operate for a few days? You're just left out, and there's no computers. Let's say there was no TV. I mean, it could be a bad thing. So the best thing you can do is prepare. If you're dependent on TV, you need to find an alternative energy source that will allow you to watch DVDs. And a lot of people today, well, I have a streaming service. Well, you're not going to access it without power and without the computers running and a bunch of these other things. What is dependent on what is dependent? In other words, something's dependent on something else. But let's say you have a solar generator and you have a TV and you have a DVD player and you've actually bought some movies, you now got some entertainment, even if the lights are out for everybody. A lot of times TVs and DVD players don't take much power or electricity, but it gives you entertainment, it gives something of normalcy to your kids in the house if things go bad. They are going to hack the system. If you go out and you purchase, like at Dollar Tree, they have these little solar lights for $1. Some of them are half price right now because at the end of the season on those, they're going to come out with holiday ones. But if you put a bunch of those in a jar or in a bucket and set them outside, but if you have solar lights out in the yard and the power goes off, you can go out and get those solar lights and bring them into your home. And quite often they'll last a good portion of the night. And it's a simple way to prepare. And most solar lights, believe it or not, within them, for any solar equipment, there's a battery. And if you have any mechanical or ability, you can go on and you can work on these solar lights. And you can change out the batteries and fix them. You don't just always have to throw them away. But for $1, sometimes you can just go down and buy another one, or $1.25 at Dollar Tree. But set yourself up for emergencies. Bottled water. Have several cases on hand. Gallon of water. Maybe you have a way that you can store water and purify it. Look for the experts. Actually get some knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Don't wait for an emergency and then try to get ready. The best thing you can do for you and your family is get ready before it happens. I mean, you're going to go camping for 3 weeks. You're going to go camping for a month, whatever it is, 2 weeks. Start with something. You're going to go camping for a weekend. What item would you need for every meal? How to cook, how to wash dishes, for everybody to sleep, for the shower. You want to think everything through. How do I prepare for this camping trip? But the camping trip is going to be within your home. And you want to be ready on a lot of this before November, especially here in America. This election could go any direction. And who knows what, the fuse is going to be lit onto what nut or what crazy person. I mean, I don't care what direction it goes. It could have some very interesting things here in this nation on when it comes time for our new election. And that is going to have an effect on the world. How they think about us, which they already consider us in a lot of nations a laughing stock right now in the first place. And Americans have definitely lost their position and people begin to look down on us. But be ready. It was a hard lesson for some of these people on water. But if you already had 4, 5, 8, 10 cases, depending on the size of your family, it wasn't a big deal. Everybody just went over and got a bottle of water. They were good. Maybe they had an extra case they could share with a neighbor. But if you don't have water, if you don't have food, if you don't have a candle or a lantern, if you don't have a way to heat your home alternative than electricity, you're in trouble. You need to think all these aspects through. There's a lot of good people on YouTube. Listen to their information. Learn from them while you have a chance. You have September to prepare. Well, Anthony, I don't have much money. There's videos on how to do low-cost preparedness. Look them up. I might even share some myself. If you give me some questions, I'll do a video on it. Anyway, like and share. Thank you. Basically, a lot of my videos, what is going to happen is it could be a picture of the dog, just things I do in life, sharing the Word of God, going to church, and a lot of my normal activities. But I felt it was something the Lord wanted me to do, so I'm reaching out to warn the people. Matter of fact, I was given a warning. I had these people felt like I should say some things to about what's coming, and without there's not a lot of fear if you're ready for something. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm ready. I've got it. I've got lights. I've got my family taken care of. But when you're not ready, it's fear. What am I going to do? That's a bad area to walk in. And in my spirit, I'm very much heard in the spirit that says, I will hold you accountable for those you don't warn. So that's one of the reasons I'm coming out here. Do I sound like a nut? Maybe I do. Turn it off. Go to another video. Go watch some kittens. Check on some other people. The economy is crashing. Go listen to Economic Ninja. There's a lot of men out there on YouTube. It will teach you about finances. Listen to some of these men. Some of them are full of crap. Do your homework. Do your deal. I love the term here in the South. Do your due diligence. And also, you're going to see some more videos coming up on the Bubba fish. That seems to be something people are interested in. So be blessed. Have an awesome day. Thank you. Bye.